Today I'm working on getting the cabinet doors off and the hinges off so that I can start prepping the cabinets to be painted. These have the old style hinges that clunks very loudly instead of the modern soft close hinges, so I was able to measure to see which hinges I needed and ordered some to replace these. So once everything gets painted up, I'll be able to put the new hinges on. Our wall removal is going. As you can see, Ben had to brace the ceiling there when he took the header out. We had a bit of an issue. So that is going to need some reinforcement. Everything's pretty much out of the kitchen. We found some newer but used appliances that we're going to try to pick up this week for the kitchen. Speaking of the kitchen, we had an interesting find hidden behind a cabinet were some very old baseball cards. So they're not in the greatest condition because they were under there for decades. So I'm not sure if they're actually worth anything considering the condition they're in, but it's still pretty cool. I've been labeling the doors so that I know which ones go back where, even though a lot of them, the sizes are that they can only go back in a certain place. Like these ones are for the cabinet that goes above the microwave, and they're the only door sizes that can fit there. But I'm still going to label them anyway for good practice, I guess. This is the microwave left. This is the microwave right. This door was for the trash pullout, which is why it's very messy. It has been converted for the trash pullout to be able to attach to the sliding trash cans. And I got a new system, so I'm taking these off, except the one on this side was missing a screw, and they seem to, instead of putting another screw in, they glued it. And they put quite a lot of glue in there. In fact, it feels almost like epoxy, so that's going to be a challenge to get off. So I'll have to work on that a little bit later. But the trash pullout is here. You can see that it has seen a lot of use and is not in the most good or cleanly condition. So yeah, that's going to be replaced with this guy over here. So got a new one. Should slide a lot smoother, not be as beat up. Plus we didn't have the trash cans that went with that one. This one comes with the trash cans. So that should make it good as new. Following some directions for refinishing the cabinets, and the first step was to clean them with a TSP solution, but I got a TSP substitute since phosphates aren't good for the environment, so hopefully this works just as well. The directions say basically to apply it liberally to a cloth and clean it off. think this is a degreaser, so it'll get off a lot of the grime that's built up on the cabinets over the years. So if you get a lot on the cloth there, a lot of the dirt and grime, you want to change to a clean area. Make sure I get the edges too, because I'm going to be painting those. Okay, after you get it pretty clean with your TSP or your TSP substitute, then you have to get it all rinsed off with clean water. Just get a fresh cloth. The next step after this, getting them all clean, is sanding. The great thing about using rags to do this was that I could just take them home and run them through the washing machine, and they were good as new to use the next time. This is an extra door from a cabinet that we weren't going to use, so I decided to make this my test case to see how the paint was going to go, and also to use it as a trial for some different colors to see which color we were going to want to use in the kitchen. So I scuffed it up with some 60 grit sandpaper, just tried to get it all nicely roughed up for the primer. This is a primer that was recommended for cabinets. It's really good at sealing in everything and hiding wood grain, which our cabinets had a lot of wood grain, and so we wanted to make sure to cover that up so it doesn't bleed through. After that, I gave it a light sanding with, I think it was like a 300 and something grit sandpaper. I kind of did a quick and dirty job of applying the 3 different color paints that we were considering. Didn't do this like really expertly or anything, kind of just use some disposable brushes, foam brushes, just to get it on there so that we could get a look at the colors. After returning the next day and looking at the paint colors when it was dry and in the kitchen itself, we decided that we liked the medium color the best. So I went and put that on the rest of the cabinet door so that we could kind of get a better picture of what it will look like when all of our cabinets are painted.